Hello and welcome back to my craft room. It's another lovely sunny day outside here in the UK. Luckily the temperatures have dropped a bit, so I can actually enjoy the sunshine instead of sitting inside wilting like a violet. But you know, having said that, it's the beginning of September next week, so autumn will be looming before we know it, and I'm just starting to think I need to finish up a couple of my stitching projects, slow stitching projects, because I've got a couple of new things I'm really excited to get started on. So let me show you what I've got on my desk today. So this is my journal of Stitchery. So this was inspired by Roxy's journal of Stitchery. I will leave a link to their channel below. There's loads of inspiring stuff on there. If you haven't checked them out already and you love slow stitching, you're gonna love it. So this is my journal. I just wanted to do something to close it up. I was going to attach a bit of ribbon and I didn't get round to it. I think for now I'm just going to wrap a bit of this silk sari ribbon around it. I can always stitch it in later. Yeah, I'll just sort of do that. Probably what I will do is attach it in here somehow, and then I'll be able to wrap it round and tuck it through like that. That's how I tend to like to close journals, because it's quick and easy. But for now I'm just gonna leave it like that. I can just tie it closed. I'm happy with that. The whole thing's a bit ramshackle anyway. So yeah, I found a piece of upholstery fabric to sort of enclose it all in, and I've got this little strip of one of my son's old shirts. I love this shirt, I love the colour of it, and I've used every little bit of it, and I sewed a couple of buttons on as well, just to sort of emphasise that it was the front of a shirt. I was going to do a title, but in the end I thought I'm just going to do a little button, keep it simple. So here we go. So this is the cover of the old Ladybird book that inspired all my colour scheme and everything all the way through. In the end I couldn't just use the front and back covers, I couldn't make it work, so I just enclosed the whole thing in this and just used the front cover and a couple of the inner pages. So yeah, I took all of my colours for my threads and things, and bits of fabric and things, all came from what was in this illustration. There's even a silver star on the front, which I think must have been to indicate who was selling it second hand at the time or something, I don't know. But anyway, it won't come off, so it stayed there. I just love these Ladybird illustrations. I think they're wonderful, and I used one of my favourites just inside as well. Just glued that over whatever was originally inside. I love it. Look at I mean the artwork is just fabulous, and I just love the colours. They're bright but soft, if that makes sense. So here's my title page, which is the one that I did last, and I just kept it really, really simple. I wrote on there with my disappearing pen, just in my own handwriting, my journal of Stitchery, and just stitched over it, and then stitched it onto the base. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I thought about doing some daisies or something, but in the end I thought no, I quite like it just simple, really. So that's that. And then these were my stitch sampler pages. Again, you can see that the colours have come from there. Yeah, so I tried all the different stitches that Sarah and Rachel showed on their tutorials. Really enjoyed that, playing with all the, I loved all the basket work ones. I thought that was amazing. I'd never thought of doing that before. And the way they just took a basic stitch and then played with it, and sort of, you know, just to make it a bit different. Got a decision to make. I've got this basket of old lace and stuff, and I can't decide if it would be nice to put a variety of these different old laces, maybe not that one, just down the edges, so that each page has got a different kind of lace. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Would that add to it, or should I keep it simple? I can't decide. I mean, I've got that lace, I might as well use it and enjoy it. Yeah, so that's some stitch sampler pages. Then there's, would come down a little bit really, I suppose. Then here's the this is the first page. I've forgotten which month we're supposed to have started now. I think we meant to have finished in June, so this must have been January then. Yes, this was the Bouncing Bunny. I was catching up, I didn't start till March, I think so. Yeah, so this one was Bouncing Bunny, and that was my first attempt at turkey work there. Well, first attempt was was here. I'd never tried it before, watching the girls tutorials on Roxy's creations. Yeah, so I've done that's a little bit of a trim there, a tiny scrap of it. It's so nice to be able to use up these teeny weeny scraps of fabric and trims and things. A little bit of that old lace, like I've just been showing you, a bit of an old table runner there, and then I've just done some French knots and lazy daisies and a bit of blanket stitch around there, a bit of straight stitching, a lot of straight stitching. I just love that straight stitching. The next one was, I think it was Fabulous Flower. Oh yeah, so for each time they gave you the theme or the embellishment and the background. So I think, oh, see, now I can't even remember what the background was meant to be for that one. One of them was just like old lace, I think, or neutral, and that's probably that one. Can't even remember now, it's a long time ago. But I remember that the embellishment was Fabulous Flower or something like that. So I sort of made this Suffolk puff flower, and then did lots of other. I used ribbons, silk ribbon, really narrow silk ribbon. I did ribbon embroidery for the first time, and it's not perfect, but I didn't want it to be anyway, so that's fine. But I really liked the look of that. It looks like foxgloves or something, doesn't it? Or hollyhocks maybe. And a bit of old ribbon I've had knocking around for ages. There. And just lots of these little scraps of trim and things, even tiny bits like that I'd kept, just using for the page tabs. Yeah. This one was, maybe it's Beautiful Butterfly. I did plural butterflies, I just wanted a whole lot of them flying off. Just bits of old cheesecloth stuff that I use for my manky rags when I'm doing my artwork. And sometimes you end up with some amazing scraps of colours, you know. So that was a bit of that. Bits of the old lace. Bits from my Indian Fabrics bundle that I got. That was from Bazaar. And this one was Country Cottage, I think. I think it's meant to be a quilt using an old quilt in the background. I didn't have an old quilt, so I just kind of quilted a bit of ticking style fabric to make it look like an old quilt. I just added some plain stitch in here, just whipped running stitch there for the smoke. Could do more to that, could do more to all of it, but I think I've had enough and I want to put it to bed now. I'm a little bit disappointed at how kind of blah the colours. I think maybe I just like more colour. I don't know what it is, but I was a little bit about. I think that's why I never got around to finishing it. I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you Sue Balford, who's one of my lovely viewers. She posted some of her pages in her journal of Stitchery on the Arty Farty Facebook page. I'll show you that in a second. And when I saw hers, I just thought, oh, mine looks rubbish now. This one was, I think it was it Beautiful Bird? Was that Bright Butterflies and Beautiful Bird? Yeah, I think. So I chose a chicken because I think chickens are beautiful. And I first embroidered a chicken in my CSE needlework at school many years ago. I did a set of table mats with all different breeds of chickens stitched on there. More ribbon embroidery there. The background for this one I do remember was your favourite colour, and I had a real problem choosing a favourite colour, so I went for green because I thought it goes with everything. And yeah, then I decided the green was all a bit much and had to tone it down with some neutral. And then just yesterday when I was trying to finish this up, I added that little bow because I felt it wanted to pop something contrast, I don't know. And then this one was, you had to use hand painted or dyed fabric, I think it was. So I did this with Inktense pencils, and I think I used aloe vera gel to try and sort of stop it bleeding out, which did, as you can see, it did kind of work. Some of these turned out really, I was really happy with this little spriggety one which I decided was a word. So yeah, I just did a dotty one check. So all of these are painted fabrics, and I think the embellishment was meant to be hearts, so I ended up with this tiny, I wanted to do a heart full of French knots, but they just took me so long. I used colonial knots, I really got into doing colonial knots, and they just took me so long. I thought, I can't do a big heart, so I did this little dinky one. But it's there, and it's an embellishment. So, and then I just did some stitching into the patterns that I painted on there, and a little bit of extra blossom here. So that's the last proper page, and then I just used another page out of the book which showed this. So most of this is in the illustration. I was waiting for the camera to focus, but it's not going to. But I stitched, so some of this that's real stitching around the outside, real stitching there. Yeah, so there's bits of real stitching in amongst the print, and I just loved it. It reminds me of when one of my sons, Tom, got into doing these cross stitches when he was in primary school. He was a real, well, he was hyperactive, and although we didn't kind of have that diagnosis in those days, but he was, and this was one of the first things I saw him just sort of sit down and focus on. Yeah, it was amazing, and he just did loads of it. I've still got them. I've still got lots of. I should have dug them out to show you. Yeah, he just made his own little designs and everything. It's amazing. So that's it. That is the last page of my journal of Stitchery for 2022, and I'm all ready now to start another project. I've got a really exciting one. I'm all ready for. Which I will start in the autumn, but I'll tell you about that another time. I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to show you the amazing pages that Sue shared. I'm sure Sue won't mind. So here's my arty farty page. Go into the community bit. Oh look, she made these. This is one of her trash dolls as well. After we did the trash doll live stream, isn't that amazing? I love that. I love it. Okay, and here are Sue's journal of Stitchery pages. Oh, and when I saw hers, I thought, oh, this is what I should have done. All this bright colour, I would have enjoyed it more probably. Look at it. Look at the work in it, and look at the beautiful colours. Well, that one's a bit out of focus. Aren't they wonderful? Oh, look, candlewick bedspread there for the bouncing bunny. Lovely. She did 2 pages for each prompt. Obviously that's her title page or cover. Look at that. I love how she's done it. I just love it. Great idea to write the names of the stitches on there actually. Oh, it's got to be one of my favourites. Oh no, that's one of my favourites. I'll come back to the beginning now. So yeah, yeah, I saw Sue's, and obviously there's lots and lots online as well. I'm just showing you that one because it happens to be on the Arty Farty page. But yeah, so inspiring. Everybody else's work inspired by this theme, and Roxy's creations, as I say, well worth a check if you haven't already. If you love slow stitching, yeah, they really are an inspiration. So anyway, that's all I got to show you for today. I'm all caught up with that one now. I've got my little quilt to finish, and then I've got 2 exciting new projects to start for the autumn. So watch out for that if you like this kind of thing. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that little peek, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.